Hey guys, welcome to another Battleblood commentary. I know, it's been a long time since another PvP has come out, but I've been very busy. If you don't know, I've actually recently, if you haven't noticed, and I'm surprised if you just found out. I guess maybe you're not interested in the audio logs, but I do have a new job with the state EPA, so that's pretty exciting there. I'm working with the admin and basically getting ready for jobs in the future and whatnot. Baby boomers and are moving out, we're moving in, younger generation. So yeah, got to make sure that we can retain all our knowledge and make sure that we're not lost when all the baby boomers retire. So anyways, um, in here we got a pretty intense match, and I know there's based on the titles and what I labeled this, there's going to be a lot of bickering going on somewhere. But I think this is a long, intensive match. I actually had to break this into 3 parts and kind of speed them up individually too. So um, let's see what we're starting off here. So we're starting out with a pretty defensive front. Now, if you we're looking closely at their amulets, we know Connor Skyspear at the end right there with 3,500 health. He's got to be maybe an ice with the life amulet. So he might be playing like me, and we're watching out for like those myth amulets. We don't want any of them shooting down, breaking our shields, and we know, oh, okay, look at all these blade stacking right now. So Cassandra's gonna throw away her pips right now, make sure their shields and their blades go down. And I think we'll have Michelle or Fallon attack at this point with double blades. We don't want them stealing her blades or earthquaking us back. So once the storm shield are down, we're gonna go straight for an attack. Um, I can't. Yeah, had to cleanse her just in case of dispel, and no. So they got to see that, and they're like, okay, well now 2 of us are still susceptible to stuns. Does anyone else have a cleanse for Fallon? And I'm gonna try to dispel. Ron's gonna try to put up more blades. Let's hope Cassandra has a cleanse in case they dispel her. Or it looks like they'll hit. Yeah. No. No, though they will hit, but I was expecting a frost giant for a stun. Maybe the last guy will stun. Let's see. So anyways, a bladed snow angel to break shields, I suppose. Maybe the last one will hit then. So that'll get yeah, they'll break all our ice shields and allow the last one maybe to do a giant, well, frost giant. So that'll break through our defenses easily. But luckily, Fallon gets him sprightly off, so that'll offset a little bit of damage right there. She's gonna replace her conviction, but it's a little bit early for that, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, and here comes the giant, so that'll stun Fallon for another round. Huge hit, 500 to Ronan. And across the board here. 600 to Fallon right there. So, yeah, Cassandra's protected from that. She's low on pips right now, so the other side must be feeling very confident and like, oh well, none of this other side has any heals now that she's wasted her earthquake, quote unquote. Another sprightly will keep Fallon up here. So the other side's gonna have to hit all together all at once, maybe a triple blizzard with a Forest Lord combo to get us, but gonna dispel her, making sure she can't toss a blizzard out or she cannot put an ice blade on the last guy. So doing what we can for preventive measures. Now Fallon can strike. We don't know what the other side can do. Maybe if Vanessa throws out her pips and tries to earthquake us, she could do that. It doesn't look like she has a myth amulet, but you never know what'll happen. Anyways, Cassandra does have that elucidated rebirth right there, and I was looking for perhaps my rebirth at some point because I know we're gonna need it. We don't know if they'll dispel Cassandra at this point. We don't know if they'll feel confident with her having just 5 pips, you know. So, anyways, Ronan's gonna make sure her attack hits through because we don't want her dying, and we're gonna have to heal her up, heal Fallon up, make sure she does get that attack out. There's Hexy thrown on side there. Yep, so she's going to try to get rid of that. Maybe a shield. Life player is going to shield. And there's the balance dispel from the last player wrote. No, we're going to trick them up a bit. No, we're not going to have him hit. So again, you know, TPC here demonstrating that you don't have to, you know, you can play from second versus dispellers. It's okay. You know, it's totally possible. You just have to make sure you know you've got your teammates covered. You know, Ronan might be the head, but it doesn't mean that if you blind him, or you know, if you you know, block off his senses, that he won't be able to do anything else. You know, he'll be able to make sure there's room for, you know, maybe a punch or a kick to go through if you want to talk human anatomy. So, anyways, Fallon's finally getting her Stormlord off, but unfortunately I'll go through the tower shield that the light player just put up. A double-bladed Stormlord, Gargantuan, so that'll stun all these players that don't have their convictions up or any stun shields. Last player having that Fortify is going to keep him, give him some extra damage boost, and now that life player is going to be able to heal, but the other three can't do anything. They can't shield her, so Ronan won't be able to hit. Unfortunately, I can hit. I do have that Earthquake there, and this is the time when Earthquake does remove stun shield still. So anyways, we're going to try to suppress attacks, suppress heals, hoping that the others don't carry a cleanse. Here comes a rebirth, try to protect them. I know if we hit that, you know, it'd be kind of a waste of pips in a way. You want to stay intimidating. You want to make sure all of your pips, if you're doing damage, is doing the best amount possible to the entire opposing team. That way, you know, you're not throwing out your pips and then having it undone by a sprightly or a shield of some sort. So anyways, gotta make sure that Cassandra is not going to be surprised, not going to be stunned anytime soon, not going to let that ice player attack. Unfortunately, that's sprightly reactivated after the ice tick hit. So life player is able to move once again. She can throw out another heal, maybe a unicorn. Let's see what Fallon throws out. She's gonna try to, oh, she's gonna cleanse Ronan. There you go. So some teamwork right there. Back-to-back plays. So now Ronan's a threat. Fallon's a threat. So they're gonna probably put up shields, and then we have some pet thankers apparently. But it's okay. So anyways, knowing that, okay, none of them have any myth amulets, so I guess I threw out my vaporize. Excuse me. A little tired lately. Still trying my best to pump these out, but okay, here you go. So Ice Bubble goes back up. She's not going to remove her melt, so maybe the first player will do that for her, or she'll do it later. Anyways, he's going to blade up. They've got their bubble protecting their life player very well. Ronan's going to play a nice smoke because we don't want them comboing of any sort. Cassandra's gonna empower, build up her pips once again. Always gotta have pips. It's all about pip control within team PvP or any kind of PvP really. The more pips the better because you seem more intimidating. Your opponents may play more defensively. So anyways, just in case they did manage to cleanse her and she managed to hit us, you know, increasing the damage from the snow angel ticks that are already on us. Had to play another rebirth just to put it out there, and there's comes the infection on top of life player. Not going to let her heal as quickly as she can now. She is losing a little bit of health, but I think she'll be okay. Anyways, they are having Cassandra look for a potential earthquake, and there it is. So earthquake gonna remove, you know, all those stun shields, gonna allow Fallon to hit and strike them really hard. Here comes more blades, so I don't know what they're doing here, but I guess she's gonna try to get rid of the smoke and that melt. She's gonna lose her blades now. So here comes the spell, Storm Dispel on top of Fallon, so that will stop us definitely. But even more blades on the last player right there. So though Fallon won't be able to hit, you know, it's kind of my mistake. I should have like cleansed. But you know, even though we didn't get to get a full hit from Fallon, we'll be able to take away their shields and their blades. Now, the reason why I'm not hitting as much is not just because I'm just another secondary healer, but I'm up against 3 ices who may potentially dispel me. So I mean, if you're up against a stacked school and one of your teammates is the same school as the other players, you know, you gotta watch out. You gotta either send a bunch of cleanses over to that player, to your ally that matches them, or not hit at all. And I know we've had some games that where one of our players just could not do anything, but we played around that. You know, so it's all about flexing to the situation. So as you can see, Ronan having the nice donates right there. So Fallon's gonna blade up a little bit. Cassandra's gonna try to keep that entangle on top of the light player. We don't want her. We don't want her removing that, being able to hit or heal. So we need to suppress her from hitting that hard, or I mean, doing anything as well. I mean, she could like put up a conviction. She could put up shields or blades for the other players, but we don't want her using her primary, which could hurt us a lot, especially with 3 ice players being tanks with this ice bubble up. So, and with the potential of me being dispelled, there's no room for me to just hit freely unless I have 2 players cleansing me, maybe in case of a double melt attempt. Who knows? Anyways, here comes the donate. So now they're worried. They're thinking, oh, now that storm player has enough pips to hit. Nuts. So she'll be able to hit next round. Unlike, and maybe they played their cards so that they could actually, so they won't be worried for 2 rounds. But now they have to worry this next round. So that's going to be dangerous for them. Anyways, we know the life player can't dispel Cassandra. We're going to make sure, yeah, that melt that I place on Connor there is going to ensure that he's not going to be able to strike hard and hurt Fallon all that much, especially when the first 2 can play blizzards of some sort. So here comes the blizzard. They're trying to knock us down. Luckily, Ronan has that unicorn in his hand, and he's going to play it because we're assuming that they're just going to, because of the stun shields, they can't stop Fallon, so they're going to try to kill her off to stop her attack. Maybe they don't have any storm dispels, and I do have that cleanse up in case a storm dispel goes on top of her. So kind of learning from mistakes here. And those hits are huge, hurting Fallon a lot. Here comes some sprightly. Here comes a sprightly to offset the damage. And then Hexythorn here is kind of speaking on our behalf because we normally don't speak until like 40 minutes, 50 minutes in. Nowadays, we've changed that up a little bit. We usually, you know, just start on, and especially if it's a ridiculous statement made, or I mean, whether it's really rude, we've become really thick-skinned, but also really kind of stubborn a little bit lately, especially me. But anyways, during these times, you know, we were just keeping quiet and saying, hey, you know what? A lot of teams are depending on a lot of blade stacking and you know, full ice teams, at least in this era. So we're just gonna sit back and see what, you know, kind of show other players the ropes on how to, you know, if blade stacking and full ice teams are still the trend, which I don't think they are anymore. Nowadays it's just a bunch of Tempest spamming, but you know, back in this era when it was all about ice and blades and attacks, this is, you know, we were one of the teams to just see through that weakness and say, you know what, there's a way to take you guys out now. So with the amulets, we were able to boost that up. So anyways, it's a double-bladed Stormlord once again, and I think, yeah, the light player is about to be taken out. Now all of these players are stunned, so we need a quick attack from anyone right now to take her out. I know the other players may try to play heal, so we're going to look for entangles for the other ice players. I was hoping Ronan has a Nova of some sort. All of these players are stuck. They won't be able to heal their life player and bring her pips back this round. So, anyways, trying to look for attacks here. knowing that we're gonna need to suppress them all over. Ronan's not able to hit just yet. I'm not able to hit. Cassandra's not able to hit, and I don't think Fallon has a Tempest of any sort. So anyways, those sprightly, yeah, that sprightly's gonna keep her in there. So we're gonna try to blind them, try to suppress anything from all over, not let these players do what they can. I guess take measures, try to. Anyways, she gets lucky sprightly right there. So that ice takes, yeah, the snow angel takes keeping the pets in there and allowing them to get those smoke screens off. So now I'm assuming, luckily that's why Fallon puts up a backup smoke screen, just noticing, yeah, we have these snow angel ticks, and now I can hit. They're probably gonna put a lot of shields or heals or something. So we're gonna have Cassandra go ahead and rebirth in case they choose to strike us through all of that. We suppress the heal for the last player who has Life Amulet. That player was trying to Blizzard. Let's see what this player is trying to do. She's trying to. Oh, she's blading. Yeah. So first player is gonna try to attempt to heal. She fails. Luckily, last player is gonna hit hard. So he's got this double blade gargantuan frost giant, so that's huge damage, but it does not kill. It will prevent Cassandra. She doesn't have any stun shields on or conviction, so it'll break through. So it'll stop her and it'll stop me and the two players that are attacking. And at this point, I know I was a little frustrated. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna hurt a lot. Yeah. So anyways, they get their chance to be able to do anything at this point now, with both of us stopped. So we should have had Fallon maybe place up a Tempest of some sort. But anyways. No, we're going to go ahead and shield Cassandra, so that'll allow her to heal. I'm able to hit again, but who knows? Let's see if, looking at Ronan's health, if he gets killed off, he won't be able to cleanse me. If Cassandra gets dispelled by anyone, she won't be able to cleanse me, so I have to go for the heal, not the hit at this point. So this will actually give the other team some breathing room. We need Fallon to be able to hit. So here comes the infection right there. Here comes another attempted heal. She does get it off. Lucky heal right there through that smoke screen. So again, it's a matter of cards just not falling in the right place. So Ronan is gonna, lose his blades, unfortunately. Fallon's gonna get hit hard, but here comes the heal. They think they've stopped us, but no. Being able to do that double rebirth adds even more absorbs. So the other side, if they were trying to hold on to the pips, won't be able to strike us down so quickly. So even though it's infected rebirth, we still managed to get pretty much a full heal plus any others, plus that extra damage. I mean, extra life from my second rebirth. So keeping everyone up, not letting them combo us. So anyways, off come the absorbs, and here comes the sprightly. So yeah, she's gonna stand there for a while longer, basically. So yeah, this game is going to be play on for even longer because of that fact that we weren't able to strike that life player down just yet and force the other players not to hit but worry about healing her. Maybe throw a sprite and then continually knock her out over and over. So anyways, I need to build up my pips right now. I know I have blades, but I assume based on the other side's pips that they're going to go for a hard smackdown of all sorts. So anyways, yeah, I'm not sure if this is quite yeah, it definitely is not a valid report at this time. And I talked to customer support about this. Actually, I talked to the customer support manager, asking her, if that was valid or whatnot. And it turns out it's not necessarily. I mean, she doesn't condone anyone defending the use of profanity in this game especially, or anywhere at all, at least. but it's you got to be really tacky. It isn't quite necessarily false. I mean, it's good to put an alert out there. Um, all I know is that we haven't heard from Nightheart for a while, but who knows? Maybe we just had the luck of not running into her again. So, and if we did, oh well, it happens. It's a small world. So, anyways, all these players being able to let us check out their gear, and knowing, okay, none of these guys are carrying a rebirth. I mean, who wouldn't want an extra group heal? Just out there, just in case. So we were puzzled by that, especially with the life amulet nowadays. So, well, at least with the life amulet, you can't carry the rebirth amulet. But still, with Empower as an ice player, you can really save your teammates and whatnot. If you look at the pip difference between the both sides, we have a major advantage at this point. We started kind of building our own momentum, building up speed. So I think they were assuming that Ronan was going to heal because he has a lot of pips, but no, we're going to remove those absorbs right there and weaken them at the same time. We don't want them tossing out blizzards from all over, or cleansing him as well. So he's not going to get rid of that entangle. I guess he's waiting for his pet to get rid of it, which is kind of weird because I believe we've later learned that this is the unique match, that the last guy did not have a sprightly, that in fact he was complaining behind the scenes because he has his PvP chat blocked. But that means the audience can hear him, and I think Hexy was telling us that he's saying that he doesn't have sprightly at all. So pretty good there. I mean, he's got to remove that life spell. He's got to use pips to remove that life dispel himself, or have a teammate cleanse him. But I don't think any of these players carry a cleanse. So again, kind of like a single track mind. Basically, if you have one type of strategy, if you're not able to adapt to your situation, then your weaknesses have just multiplied. They're not. I mean, without the sprightly pet on him, he's not able to remove that entangle for free. Secondly, he's not able to. He's not able to remove infections as quickly, or smoke screens as well. So he's a major disadvantage. If he doesn't have any cleanses, for himself or his allies, then they're in major danger as well. So, anyways, Connor having a lot of pips right there, being able to strike the other players, maybe able to play Blizzard. No, here comes the weakness on top of Fallon, ensuring that she can't strike as hard. Maybe they'll put another one on. So here comes the dispel, which does get Cassandra, I believe, unless the sprightly pops that off. And here, if that happens, there is the example. So, but no, able to stop her heal. But I have pips for my heal now, so the other side can't get too confident now. Now they may be placing a bunch of blades. So. And a KI Free Games code just came out. I actually got the very first one that came out. I was like, oh, well, okay. Maybe a little bit fast there with copying the code and pasting it into the site. So I'm going to go ahead and just let all the code slip by on now. Because my phone does have a tweet deck on it, so instantly get some updates. But I actually got like 1,500 gold, but the 5 snacks, or the 5 prizes, were actually all snacks that were ranked 2 or 1. So I mean, I was happy with the 1,500 gold, but realizing that, oh, you can get, 1,500, you can get to the tier with 1,500 gold and 5 prizes, and still get, kind of worthless snacks. That's a lot of wizard blocks or sorcery stones to be playing just for that. So anyways, going back to the game, Cassandra's going to try to be self-sufficient, and I know, oh well, I got the infection on me, so had her heal herself, because we're not relying on my heal because of boost necessarily, but putting putting up absorbs, which in effect is adding more health to my allies. So not caring about how much heal we're giving Cassandra, being able to play that pixie or that fairy allowed her to get back to full health there. So, you know, it's a team effort. And then even more sprightly for Fallon, so that'll ensure any angel being placed on her to basically offset the efficiency of those pips. Anyways, Connor does have the vengeance up, so now he's going for pure damage, and we're thinking, okay, I need to build up my pips once again. Fallon's gonna go ahead and get, you know, her signature move, the Storm Elf, gonna get rid of that, get rid of shields, potential shields that may go on the light player. We need to start aiming straight for her, because these guys are not shielding as much anymore. They're all about blading and hitting. So, you know, they have their momentum, and we're actually building up a different kind of speed, moving in a different direction. So they can run as fast as they want into us and apply as much force as they want, but it's going to be offset because they're not colliding with us head on. They're actually kind of glancing off on the side. So anyways, she ends up missing here. And yeah, Lauren Nightheart's just talking her heart away, I guess. I don't know. So, you know, I would love to censor chat from here on, but sometimes, I don't know, it adds to the game a bit. You kind of get a sense of the story going on, you know, beyond just my commentary. You get to follow along and kind of understand, you know, a little bit of the culture. And here, yeah, this is about 48 minutes in, so here comes Fallon saying, hey, you need to stop talking. You're yakking a lot. So anyways. She's getting a little teasy here, but whatever. Anyways, Ronan has nearly full pips. He's able to blast them with another hit if needed. He's going to play a small spell, knowing that the other side has unbalance, or at least to balance the spell. We don't want him throwing all his pips out for like a Nova just yet, so we're going to play it slowly and try to break off any towers, add some damage in there. Basically force that life player to actually start using her pips, not for hitting, but for attacking. So again, she's saying it's okay to cuss in game, but no, it's not. I mean, at this point, we're pretty, you know, in terms of nowadays, I'm pretty lenient. I'm okay. I mean, if they want to defend cussing or whatever, you know, again, it's not reportable, but you will hear from King's Owl, I think, if you want to keep saying it's okay, or at least feeling that you have the right, or feel entitled to do whatever you want, you know, under King's Owl's jurisdiction. So, but nowadays it's just like, well, whatever, let them get themselves in trouble. So anyways. Let's see. So we're going to try to prevent her from hitting, and she's already got a blade up, so she's getting ready to attack. At this point, we don't want her to do that. Connor's got his vengeance still, all the way up. Or he has a lot of pips right here. All these other, all of them have rank 7s ready to home in on us, hoping Cassandra has a heal of some sort. No. So, anyways, we're relying on them to actually blade stack even more. So we're going to go ahead and start knocking off their stun shields. And okay, so the video just jumped right now because let's see, apparently there's a lot of cussing going on, so from the, you know, based on what the audience has said, so I hopped on to an alternate account, and basically my X-Fire kind of twitches out. So especially when another, you know, if another client pops up, or another game that it's hooked to pops up, it disconnects, or at least, you know, it phases X-Fire out, it doesn't know which client to attach to anymore. So it stopped the recording here. So anyways, we saw the end where Fallon's Earthquake did go off because the weakness is now off of her. She was able to remove stun shields, blades, etc. So now that second player lost her blade, she's going to replace it with more treasured triple blades. So that was surprising. And here's a treasure life blade. Here we go, another attack. So, sending a major barrages all over. So anyways, Lauren Neidhart, I think, started cussing out just to kind of test us, and we eventually got her muted. Yeah. So that's why she can't talk anymore. That's why you're not seeing any more text. Had to bring in Wild Breeze, and wow, wrong place, wrong time for Lauren Neidhart, having her basically curse, just to kind of show off, I guess, which kind of you shouldn't do that. So anyways, Vanessa being able to report her, and then now she's muted, I think. So anyways, got that settled in, and I'm gonna build up my pips at this point, and the video is gonna jump again because I actually signed out on my alt and said, okay, it's gonna lag up a lot. So anyways, gonna stop recording, get rid of the other client, and then hop back on. So here we are again. They've lost their stun shield. They still have their blades, so not much missed out at this point. Ronan's gonna keep putting blades on me, but I kept telling him, like, don't waste blades, because if they dispel me, we're gonna need a bunch of cleanses from you guys. And I can still play without. I can still play without having to use ice spells. So, anyways, here comes the blade. So that's a sign to the other side, especially that, oh, I might attack it at some point. But no, I didn't have a stun ready, even though they've lost all their stun shields, as you can see. So I was going to go ahead and blind them. So now, Cassandra can maybe throw an Earthquake. Or I will, actually. Because we need Cassandra to hold on to pips to heal. So anyways, here's the combo that we're going to attempt. Cassandra's... I'm going to try to stop them, because looking at the life players... What was it? Oh, the life player's fortify bubble, she only had one tick left, or it means one counter left, so she's vulnerable. That'll allow our damage to basically seep through. So anyways, no dispel here, so I kind of risked it a little bit. One blade for Fallon, and for some reason I didn't use my Frost Giant, so a little confusing there. They had an open window. I think Cassandra is now going to either cleanse Fallon or Earthquake for us to get rid of those shields and get rid of those blades too. Double blade, yikes. So anyways, Fallon does have her conviction up, so she isn't, and she has a stun shield, so she isn't going to get stopped. The other side's not going to stop us either. They're not using Earthquake to get rid of stun shield. Again, just hitting us. They don't really have any other strategy to resort to. I mean, they have they have very little variation within their cards, and that's, it really narrows your options down. If all you have are attacks in your deck, you don't have any utility spells to cleanse, to, if they all have blades but they don't have any cleanses, then when they're dispelled, they really can't use those blades, and they may be taken down by, earthquakes from us. And Sprightly is going to do the job here. Let's see what Cassandra does. Earthquake anyways, so low on health at this point. I've got my Entangle on me still, but we're going to get, all those blades were used up, and we're going to get rid of that life blade at least, and get rid of the shields. So I think, Fallon's gonna strike at this point. Double blades. I think I might have cleansed her. Let's see what happened. this point, Ronan's having some lag issues, so now he's he can't really resort to group chat at this point. So he's gonna whisper me instead. So the other two have no idea what he's saying. But yeah, I think he lost sight or of a screen or something, and I'm not really sure. But anyways, double-bladed Stormlord for the third time in this game. Again, dealing as much damage. These players aren't worried about shielding whatsoever, putting up their convictions, and leaving their life player just so vulnerable like that. All of them stunned once again. So let's see if we can start knocking out some of these players and kind of force them down. So they're not playing their stun shields. They're not playing their convictions. Knowing that Earthquake does remove stun shields and that Cassandra has that myth amulet that she can just toss out. So anyways, Snow Angel takes are going to hurt, but if Ronan hits, Fallon's going to hit. Definitely try to knock out that life player, and we're going to try to do as much damage as possible. Now that all of them are stunned, they're not going to be able to dispel me. Cassandra is going to make sure the last guy with the most resist because of that fortify is not going to be able to send out like a satyr to his teammates now. And hoping that the other side doesn't have any cleanses, so they're kind of subject to our, kind of at our mercy at this point. So Sandstorm does get out, gonna knock out that light player, take out her stun shields, luckily take out her pips. So they've lost their recovery process, and if all they have are attacks at this point, they can try to rely on hitting us to death. But that's okay. So anyways, taking full use of this ice bubble here, thanks to the other side, gonna slam even more damage and try to take as many players with as many AoEs as we can. Ronan's gonna be able to strike once again. Yeah, the second player having a lot of pits. I mean, she can satyrs if needed, but now we'll get rid of. Oh no, there's a fizzle. So they'll be able to strike us at this point. So now we're worried about our health. If they all strike, they probably could get us, but if they're smart players, they'll try to worry about healing. So we'll see. Anyways, we are going to chance an attack here. If they do hit, I just need another pip or so. They're going to be out of pips. They won't be able to knock out me and or Cassandra. They can try to infect both of us, but that's okay. With 2 heals, that 2 heals being halved, you're really going to get 1 full heal in the end anyways. So we're kind of our flowchart is in our favor at this point. She's gonna blade herself, no heals, and he's gonna try to get rid of that heal himself, that entangle. But here comes the Nova, so that's a nice counter to that blade right there, and gonna take out the first player for sure. And that fortify is keeping that final ice player in there very well. So anyways, we do take out, the life player is still down. Should have healed her at some point. My dispel gets removed thanks to the sprightly pet, and the first player is now weakened, so she has 1 blade, but her ally and she are weakened at this point. So anyways, I'm gonna cleanse Fallon to make sure she can probably get a hit off. We don't want them putting storm dispels and having her waste her pips in a way. So let's see if she attacks again. Or I was cleansing myself, maybe. That wasn't needed though. So anyways, even more damage suppressing, pushing them down further and further. Those sprightlies on the second player are going to keep her up. It's going to undo that damage. But it's going to put a lot of pressure on the other side. In case they throw a sprite to the life player, we want Fallon attacking constantly. I mean, if they're going to throw satyrs out, that means they can't hit us. That's why Fallon is spamming the Tempest. But if they throw just a sprite, we'll be able to knock them all out, and they've wasted a turn. At this point, we're not going to rely on them to... We're not going to have to worry about huge hits at this point. No more blades. We've shut down 2 of their blade supplies. So if they want to continue hitting us, they're gonna have to blade the last player. But anyways, first player is gonna break off ice shields of some sort and deal the most. I mean, Snow Angels are the best damage you can get out of an attack in the long run. But who knows how many spritelys will spark up and reduce all of that. So I'm down to 900 myself, 980. And there you go. The spritely's going to undo that Snow Angel tick. Let's see if there are any more coming in. Blizzard from the final player, so they're not worried about healing now. They're worried about hitting us until we die. But that's okay. Cassandra's got a heal up, so they don't have any entangles on their side. That's gonna allow Cassandra basically a free slide at this point. Gonna be able to keep us up, and the other side is low on pips as well. They're not counting the pips as closely as they should. So here's a sprite from me as well. So we're gonna basically undo. Oof, Ronan just a few damage away from being knocked out. No, he's gonna play that plague that could have been useful a turn earlier, but you know, Ronan's doing everything he can, and you know, that's why he is part of TBC. Well, there are other reasons, of course, but you know, just the way he plays is just like, you know, he's doing everything he can, and every turn that he plays, every move that he plays is pretty much useful. So critical heal. So we got lucky there, but I don't think it would have mattered. The other side wouldn't have been able to stop any kind of attempt for us to recover quickly, because they're out of pips now. They won't be able to blizzard next. So they'll probably play blades for themselves. Now I'm telling the other side, if you keep using I'm basically explaining vaguely about how the sprightly pet works, and it loves area of effect spells. It loves damage over time. It loves the Hydra spell, because there's a lot of hits in there, or 3 hits, and the Minotaur spells are double hit spells. So anyways, gonna cleanse just randomly, use what I can. And yeah, this is unfortunate, and I apologize to Blaze Firepants, but at the same time, he has to chill. He has to realize that, you know, when players, you know, when you have PvPers and they're your friends, you don't want to block their text, or you don't want to block their selection. Because I wasn't able to play a card at this point for Fallon. I think the other side is complaining at this point, so I'm telling them, you know, hey, if Ice didn't play this way, you know, from when Celestia came out, I don't think TPC would have been so heavy on, you know, researching and learning and developing a way to counter and playing the way we do. You know, and I do want to point out one thing out there is that, you know, don't think of TPC as invincible or anything. We're not trying to advocate that. We're not saying that we're unbeatable, because we are. I mean, every team is beatable. You know, every team has a weakness of some sort. The only thing that's different about the only thing about our team is that we are different, you know. And by that I mean, we don't play, you know, we don't play in an orthodox way where you have a system and that system has boundaries and whatnot. You know, we aren't going to rely on luck. We aren't going to use critical gear necessarily. You know, we don't care for criticals all that much. It's all about which cards are playing right. And, you know, if a critical comes out in our favor, you know, that's just a little lucky right there. But, again, it's not like we're relying on that critical to win the game and whatnot. So anyways, we suggested, okay, we need to suppress heals because the other side is getting beefed up with ice attacks all over it, and that player is getting close to being able to heal his life player if they have a cleanse and whatnot. So anyways, I was talking to Ronan saying, yeah, doom and gloom, we're gonna stop them in their tracks in a way. So, and suppress their attack. So if they hit us, that's their last attack. They're not gonna be able to heal themselves. We don't have an attack at this point, but that's okay. Or I do have a blizzard. So now she's gonna probably protect them. Yeah, from the storm attack. What is he gonna do? He's gonna vengeance. So he's a very offensive ice player with a life amulet, which kind of doesn't make any sense. He should be able to play sprites to remove any potential entangles. But now there's this doom and gloom, so we're gonna play under that. But anyways, back to TBC. Guys, don't root for us. As if there's no that we can lose or whatnot. We can. The only thing that we want to express, or at least put out there, is that we just play differently. We just want to inspire other players to not worry about having a set team. You don't have to have all ice. You don't have to have all storm to win. I mean, it makes it easier, but let's say that you and your friends are multi-schooled. You don't have to you can basically enjoy PvP with your main character. And these are our mains. These are the characters we kind of started out with the exception for Ronan. But Ronan started out as a fire wizard, but he loves PvP so much that, he learned PvP on its balance. And I started out, as Kevin Battleblood because, well, when I read the forums a little bit just to get an idea of how PvP works within this card game before downloading it, I was really interested. And one of the hints was, don't name yourself according to your school. Stay mysterious. So, I named it Battleblood because I knew I eventually would take up PvP someday and try to learn the system. I like card dueling, and I like the idea of chance and probability, and kind of statistics, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty much like a numbers guy, so. And then Fallon did start off as Death Wizard, but she enjoys using her Storm a lot, especially in farming. But just very versatile, and she really enjoys the disarmaments, the cleanses. She really loves the utility spells of Storm. So, showing that, hey, we don't all have to hop on ice. We don't all have to make a storm to be able to play. No, there are other ways to actually kind of win out there. So anyways, now there comes a heal, but it's under the doom and gloom. I think she would have been better off just putting up an ice bubble and then healing, especially with the first turn advantage. But anyways, so Storm Elf did get rid of both of her storm shields. She's wide open right now. We're going to try to suppress heals any further. Let's see what Fallon does. Yeah, here comes the Leviathan, so anyways, it's wide open as you can see. So she did put on, 2 more volcanic shields, but Leviathan's going to go ahead and go in there. And I guess the life player, I don't know why she gave up. She could have stayed in there. Who knows what'll happen. Her ice player, the second player, could put up even more shields and try to stay in there, but I guess the life player kind of gave up on her teammate. And that's another thing about TPC, is that we don't give up on each other. If we lose, we stay together, basically. We lose together. If we win together. If we have a disconnect somewhere, it doesn't matter who's playing, the entire team has won, basically. That's one thing that we wanted to stress, was that it's because of one another that we're still here, that we're still playing, that we still enjoy PvP with one another. It all comes down to trust and understanding, and that's one thing we want to stress out there. It is a life skill. If you know how to work in teams, if you know how to work with people of different backgrounds, of all sorts, then you're gonna go really, really far. And as you can see, we PvP, and though we lose sometimes, whether it's a mistake or because the other side outplayed us or because the other side had a lot of luck with the critical. Um, we're still a team. We're still as one. We're still TBC. So we're not we're not invincible, but in spirit we kind of are. We're always. We're pretty much good friends and enjoy PvPing all the time. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was pretty long and. Yeah, but it was, it's one of those epic matches that it was pretty long overdue. We fought back, as you can see. We came back after just, a lot of close plays right there. But because of the way we played, because of the different way that we started implementing PvP from a different perspective, we overcame the notorious, stacked ice team. So comment, subscribe, and like the video if you'd like to see some more. I don't know if I'll necessarily encourage. It keeps gives me a gauge of like how interested everyone still is, but at the same, it's not gonna be able to enable me to pump out videos faster. Again, I am now I'm working again, so gonna be slower on that, but it's okay. We are PvPing, and I know we have some few losses over the past this past weekend, but I'll be doing analysis for that as well. And so more. We're TPC is still active. Just because the commentaries have stopped doesn't mean we stopped playing. So I'll be on the lookout for that. So anyways, thanks for checking this out, and hope you have a great day. See you in the spiral. GG.